When we refer to systems of equations, we really mean a set of two or more equations that share variables. When you have a system of equations, you can combine those equations or manipulate them in certain ways in order to figure out or determine the value of the variables. The most popular methods for solving systems of equations are substitution and elimination. Either one can always be used. However, sometimes one option may stick out as simpler to do than another option. Let's solve the first problem here. What xy pair is the solution for the system of equations x plus 2y equals 5 and 0.6x plus 2.2y equals 10? It may jump out at you that substitution is the easiest here, so that means we can rewrite this equation in terms of x. So to do that, we're going to subtract 2y from both sides of the first equation, and that will give us x is equal to 5 minus 2y. From there, we can plug in 5 minus 2y in place of x in the second equation. And that, of course, will give us 0.6 times 5 minus 2y plus 2.2y is equal to 10. Now we can distribute the 0.6, and that'll give us 3 minus 1.2y plus 2.2y is equal to 10. Now let's subtract 3 from both sides, as well as combine the y terms. And that will simply give us y is equal to 7. Now that we have y being equal to 7, we can plug that in to the original equation, which we have right here, and we can get the value of x. So now we have 5 minus 2y, or 5 minus 14, is equal to x. So that we get x is equal to negative 9. So the pair that is the solution is negative 9, 7. Next, we have what xy pair is the solution for the system of equations 5x plus 3y equals 12 and 2x plus 1.5y equals 4.5. You'll notice that substitution here is a little more complicated, as we need to subtract a variable from both sides and then divide by the coefficient of the other variable. So what else can we do? Well, if you notice that in the second equation, if you simply multiply the second equation by negative 2 and then add the two equations together, we can eliminate the y variable. So let's do that. So we're going to rewrite 2x plus 1.5y equals 4.5 by multiplying both sides of the equation by negative 2. That will give us negative 4x minus 3y equals negative 9. Now we're simply going to add the first equation and the new second equation, and that will give us, so 5x minus 4x is equal to x, 3y minus 3y equals 0, and that's going to be equal to 12 minus 9, which is 3. So we get x is equal to 3. Now we can plug in 3 into the original equation, or either of the original equations, and then solve for y. So that will leave us with 5 times 3 plus 3y equals 12, or 15 plus 3y equals 12. We'll subtract 15 from both sides, and that will give us 3y is equal to negative 3. And then we'll divide both sides by 3, and that will give us y is equal to negative 1. So the pair that is the solution is 3, negative 1. Finally, we have a system of equations where we're going to need to use the system of equations to solve something else. So use the following system of equations to determine the value of 3x plus 3y. So the system we have is 2x plus y equals 5, and x plus y is equal to 2. This looks like very easily we can do elimination. So what we're going to do is we're going to subtract the second equation from the first equation. So what that will be, so 2x minus x is equal to x, y minus y is 0, and then 5 minus 2 equals 3. So we get x equals 3 when we subtract those two. Now we just simply need to plug in 3. So if we plug in 3 to the bottom equation, we get 3 plus y equals 2, or y equals -1. So we have 3, -1 is the solution for x and y. Now we need to plug 3 and -1 into the equation up here to actually answer the question. So we get 3 times 3 plus 3 times -1. And that is going to, of course, equal 6.